everyone and welcome back to another Sims 4 building challenge. Today I'm gonna get inspired by objects as well as their colors for each one of the rooms. So recently I saw little Simsy do this challenge where she got inspired by that green toilet in The Sims and she built kind of like a whole house around it. That got me thinking, what if I randomize an object from just say the bathroom category? So also, by the way, I built us a house today just to not necessarily speed things up. I just had this idea of like this black and warm red tiling and I think it turned out really good. And now I wish I recorded this process, but I didn't. And sometimes when I don't record, nice things kind of come out as well. But look, it's kind of nice every once in a while to do something slightly different, but I have the house prepared anyways. But imagine this exactly is where our bathroom will be today. So for this bathroom, why don't we pick, just say, I mean, she picked a toilet, so let's not be the same. Let's maybe get inspired by a shower. So I'll randomize one of these showers and just say if it lands on this shower, then I'll randomize the swatch of this shower and it will land, just say, on this one. And then we will have to build a bathroom inspired by this one shower. We'll do the same for, just say, like the kitchen. If we land on, just say, like this fridge, then we will have to create something around this object. So I thought that this challenge was pretty interesting. More than likely done already, but I don't really know what this is called. So I'm just going to call this the Every Room is a Random Object Challenge. And hopefully this will create us something nice. So if you do like the sound of that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And of course, thank you so much to Little Simsy for continuously inspiring me throughout this game. So I really appreciate that. But all of that stories aside, let's get straight into building today. So as I said, we don't have to go building the house today, but let me know what you think because this is actually pretty cute. Maybe I'll just save this just in case you guys want this. Actually, let's start with the bathroom. Who is stopping us from doing this? So I have a random number generator right over there. I was gonna say above my head. It's not above my head. It's over there. So we've got 25 different showers. So let's generate ourselves one between 1 and 25. So this number will allow me to pick which shower, which is going to be, drumroll please, number 13, which is this Plink shower from City Living. Oh my god. Okay, this is gonna be fantastic. Look at them swatches. Look at them swatches and tell me what you think. Why is this room so dark? Oh my god. I just feel like the saucers aren't even bright enough these days. I am slightly worried because this shower, okay, look, the swatches aren't that bad. I hope we don't get this pink and green and red. This is kind of cute. We will have to be inspired by this, but I'm also now going to count how many swatches there are, which there are precisely 9. So let's generate ourselves the swatch by generating a number between 1 and 9, which is gonna be, I'm like terrified. It's gonna be, drumroll please, number 6, which I usually count from the top to go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got the safest swatch, thank god. That's actually a good choice. It's just this blue and it has nice dark wood. Oh my god, wait, now do I love this shower? Wait, what the heck? Sandra does a random item challenge and she realizes that she is obsessed with this wooden shower. Oh my god, yes. Okay, I thought it was green because every time you select it, the floor goes green, but this shower is what I've got to get inspired by. So I reckon let's keep going. The fun thing about this is that I could also generate like which toilet and stuff, but I actually just want the aesthetics and the vibe of this to carry me through. So do I actually go for like wooden floor? Can I make tiles with wooden floor? Because you know the way I'm in this like weird stage, this weird phase where I like to make tiles out of flooring. So maybe there's a possibility, I mean, there's also a possibility that this is not going to work, but maybe there's a possibility that I can make like a fun wooden floor. That's not very good. Wait a second. What about this? Or wait, I could just get the same floor and then just flip it and go the other way. Oh, wait, guys, this could work. I mean, there is something kind of interesting about this, but now that I think about it, maybe I should have picked thicker tiles, similar to like the ones that we've got in the actual shower. Like even like this thing, maybe that would have been better. You know, Jesus, am I gonna have to go back? Although that is kind of cute. Do I stick with this or do I not? Although, do you know what? No, I think I'm gonna stick with this because the lines on the shower, they're quite thin and skinny. So maybe that chaotic idea of the lines being there kind of reminds me of the chaotic positioning of the floor. I mean, that is a pretty cool, okay, I didn't finish it. That is a pretty cool floor though, dare I say. Right, so then we've got this like really strong blue, which, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna go into the blue category. We've also got like some silver linings, you know, this whole video is just gonna be a silver lining, hopefully. So if I go into the blue category, like we're thinking blue, like strong blues, actually, you know what? This ain't a bad contender. It's a bit wild, but I guess that's kind of what I wanted, isn't it? Guess we could do a little bit of both like this. But look, let's see what our other options are. It's definitely more so like a tealy shade. Actually, oh my god, this actually matches. Oh, I did not realize the Snowy Escape Little Kittens mural actually matches this digital world from base game swatch. That is very cool. I love when I find things like that. I think that's really interesting. So something is possessing me to use pattern, but then again, nothing in the shower screams pattern. I mean, if the design of the back of the shower was patterny, then maybe we could go for it, but I think that just wouldn't work. Oh, those kittens, I'm afraid, I don't think they're gonna work either. But this kind of does seem quite correct. I'm not gonna lie. I could then just go for maybe like a basic white. Although, what about this color? But then also, looking at the fact that this is all tiling and the back of that isn't tiling, maybe I shouldn't do tiling. Maybe I should just do blue. Or maybe a bit of both. Oh, guys, we could just do a bit of both. Maybe we could just make this last wall just like white. No, that doesn't look good either. Maybe we just go all in and this is what we see and this is what we have and we just are okay with it. Okay, I'm also okay with moving this door. But I guess now I'm gonna have to use maybe some other items to make this place work. This item actually kind of feels like it could work here purely because there is a swatch with some wood and then we've got like that blue, and also the lines of that shower do seem to have a pretty interesting feeling here. But the one thing I don't like is that the faucets are gold, so maybe I'll actually go for this one. I know that the wood isn't the same color as the ground, but also there is wood on this tub, so maybe that makes sense. The color is almost like perfectly exact. Oh, what is this challenge? Why do I get inspired by the weirdest things? But then again, so far I'm loving it, but I'm just like really cautious, like extremely cautious. Oh wait, we could go for this sink because this sink has this beautiful teal bowl, as well as it's got some wood and silver faucets. So I like this. So far, Sandra is just being very cautious and very careful, but I think we can make something look good out of this. I think for the toilet, I'm also happy with this one because this one again also has some wood, unless I can kind of match the toilet to this. But then again, using this toilet in my tile challenge, so maybe let's not use that one. Maybe let's actually go for something different. Although wait, this teal toilet is kind of fun. It also has that idea of like, this kind of feels futuristic, this shower. It's kind of like a modern enough shower. So maybe this toilet also gives me that sort of vibe. This room is so big, like it's kind of too big in my opinion, but whatever. I want to put maybe like a plant here. We'll just decorate it quite nicely. Oh wait, maybe this plant almost kind of has a bit of that vibe because it has wood and it has blue. Now, there we go. Oh, maybe this round mirror. Very simple, very like thick and silver, similar to like the faucets on this shower. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a pretty big bathroom. I mean, you could do a pretty good cartwheel in this bathroom too. So I'm so far, I'm kind of okay with this. So I guess maybe I'll just add some decorations and then we'll evaluate. Hey guys, so this is what I've done. It's something I've used this painting, and honestly, I don't mind this painting in like this swatch or even this swatch, but this swatch, the brown or the blue, something always makes me kind of upset about this painting. But in this case, it works perfectly because it's brown and it's blue and it just has a cool kind of futuristic modern vibe. So I was inspired by the lines here on the shower, similar to this. I don't know, this kind of line reminded me of this. And then we've also got a little pop of red here because if you actually look at the faucets, there is hot water and cold water. So I don't know, it's something kind of reminded me of like faucets when I looked at this painting. So I thought that this was pretty interesting. It's a weird big bathroom, but I think we're actually off to an okay start. So far, the flooring is the only thing that I actually really like about this, but I reckon we should move on and maybe let's do the bedroom next. So this is a big enough bedroom. I'm not gonna lie, this could probably also require an ensuite. Maybe I will do that, but we will get inspired by the bed even in the ensuite, I think. So I could just do like a small little ensuite bathroom like this. We could just do like a dresser area and then that should leave us plenty of space for a bed. But speaking of the bed, what bed are we going to get inspired by? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to count just from the double beds because I definitely want a double bed. I don't really want a single bed in here. So I'm going to start at this double futon used, and I'm going to stop us at the Princess Cordelia's galleon bed because I don't want to end up with a crib, an alien looking crib. I mean, like, I'm just not going to do that. I still want this house to be functional. So I've got 45 double beds in my game. So I'm going to randomize now. Which number is it going to be? It's number 19. Okay. Number 19 precisely is going to be 19. Okay. That's actually a lovely bed. I do really like this one. That could be really nice. We can do something quite nice and industrial. But also, this bed actually comes with some very interesting swatches. So let me try and figure out the swatch next. There are 13 swatches. So we will generate ourselves a number, which is number 3, which is going to be this red swatch. Okay. So we've got this red and kind of like gray black. I'm already seeing ideas, as well as some nice kind of rich wooden colors, and of course some iron, like some steel. So that could be something. And we'll try to do the bathroom also similar to that. Do I leave the door here? I guess the door positioning is okay. Right, so I guess I'm going to start off with some nice wooden planks. I want them to be quite thick to match the thickness of the bed. Maybe we could do these ones, although the color, I've wanted it to be a little bit deeper. Almost something like this, actually. Maybe that also has a little bit of a better, like, industrial vibe. The color is still not ideal, but then again, this game never has exactly what I'm looking for. Now, for the red, I am thinking about maybe mixing this color as well as some of this black color, which could be interesting. Could you show us any more red swatches, game, please? Thank you very much. Oh, wait, we could also add some of this. Oh, that would be cool, because we've got like that steel, that metal look. Guys, this is so fun. Like, I'm literally like having so much fun. Oh, maybe this red actually is much better. This one from the Salvadorada kit game pack. Or else we could do this like texture. Or else maybe let's put a little bit of that texture into the bathroom. I'll add maybe some more of that metal here. Or else, wait, now let's do red back there as well, because I think that would be quite interesting. But I also feel like maybe we could do some thick kind of horizontal paneling in this color. Oh, okay. It will be kind of hard to find the color that I'm looking for, especially in a horizontal panel. Because I like this, but I want thicker panels, almost like this thing, but that's cabin vibes. That's not giving me industrial. This is kind of funky, but this again is kind of giving me too much like cabin vibes. So maybe we don't do any wood. Maybe we just stick to the idea of the metal and the red, and we maybe just do like the end table being wooden instead. I kind of want the wood to be polished enough. Okay, whatever that means. You can't polish wood, but you get the idea. I still want it to be kind of nice looking, although that kind of works. Then again, we could go like industrial vibes and have like a crate. Oh, wait. There is also a red crate. That is actually kind of fun. Or else let's make this room kind of mismatched. And we could also add like this chunk of wood on this side. Oh, that's kind of weird. Kind of funky though at the same time. Or else we could just do this on the other side, which is kind of a weird thing to have it as a bedside locker. But then again, so far this is definitely kind of weird in general. These lights remind me of bugs. I don't know what it is. They remind me of like a little beetle, but maybe this like industrial vibe that they are portraying is kind of working here. I'll add some plants and things, you know, just like regular plants. Oh, well, this one is in like a metal tin. That would be kind of fun, but like, is that a bit dramatic? Maybe it is a bit dramatic. Maybe we should just go for like a regular plant. If I scale this down, it even has a nice red pot. Oh, wait, now this clock, it's like a metal clock. That would be kind of fun to have somewhere. Maybe I'll put that over there, but I still will have like a regular bedside locker. Maybe just like locker clock is what I'm trying to say. Maybe just like this color. Can I go into like an industrial style and see what the game suggests? I don't usually like to do that, yeah, because that's what it gives you. Because I like to kind of make up my own mind of what's industrial or not. But I suppose in this case, I could go for some of these pipes, because this one actually has like a pretty interesting, I mean, that looks a little bit more orange than red. Yeah, maybe we should go for this one. That is kind of funky, actually. I do love a good like industrial room. Okay, that is such a big item, but maybe that's actually kind of interesting here. Does that work? Or is that just weird? Maybe if I put like a lovely chair next to it and we just pretend that this is just how it is. We just have this lovely chair. Kind of like this one, because it has like wooden vibes, but also the red. Is that a weird spot for a chair? Kind of, but like I'm just desperately trying to make it work. And then maybe we could do like this lamp in just like the pitch black color. Oh, wait. There's something kind of fun about that area. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of funky. Maybe I could move this over a little bit. And then there's also this hanging plant, this guy here. It also comes in a red swatch. Wait, why am I obsessed with this idea of this industrial room. What the heck is wrong with me? Well, there's actually nothing wrong with me. Maybe I'm just getting excited by this challenge. So obviously, you know, things are going good when Sandra is actually happy. I'm still scared though. I mean, that bathroom kind of terrified me. I'm not gonna lie. I think maybe for the ottoman, we could try and squeeze this one here. Don't really like this as an object in general, but this one kind of has like that metal vibe, even though that's probably wooden. But I'd like to think that maybe that's made out of metal. So we got something funky like that going on. I guess we kind of want like a red rug. Wait, what do they consider as an industrial rug? Oh, this one's industrial. Oh, well, I won't argue. Do you think that this is industrial? I genuinely won't argue. Oh, that's lovely, guys. That's so cute. Okay, guys, so this is the completed room. I've added this really cool red pipe, which I'm honestly obsessed with. So we've created like a nice little workspace. I was going to say space here, workstation. So we will have like a separate office space, whatever, but I actually really wanted this to feel kind of like you're working. I don't know. Anyways, we've got like this really nice metal, like this brushed brass metal. I have no idea. This matches my bed pretty perfectly. And then this is what we've got going on here for this side of the house. So I'm going to just do a bathroom next, which now that I think about it, I guess I'm going to move these two to the side and we will just add another window here, I guess. Probably does make a lot of sense to do that. I also, every time I do a bathroom like this, I really like to get one of these and just like cover the bathroom up small bit because it just gives you a little bit of privacy. Now for the bathroom, I have no idea what the heck I'm gonna do, but what I'm thinking is either like this like brick wall, but then if you wanted a little bit fancier, we could do this like subway tile, because I think the subway tile has like a very industrial kind of edgy vibe. And even like something like this, like look how edgy that is. The heck am I saying? I don't really know how to make an industrial looking bathroom. What does the game suggest as industrial? Oh, this thing? Well, actually, no, that's ugly. No, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I mean, I get it, but also if I just do this has a more glamour feeling, but it also feels like the exact same thing. Both of them don't have a toilet seat. I also hate that idea because every time you flush the toilet, you should put down the toilet seat because the poo particles are flying everywhere. Anyways, maybe if I do something like this, if I make this black too, we've got like some black metal. Wow, the industry. The heck am I on about? Okay, guys, so this is the bathroom. I've changed the sink because I realized I had no wood themed in this. Like if that's the bed that we're inspired by, I want to make sure that there is a little bit of wood because wood is the protagonist there too. So we've got a bit of wood, we've got a bit of this, we've got some really industrial kind of lights, and this is also red, this like hanging light. So I thought that was pretty interesting. We've got a bit of everything. So that completes, I think it completes my bedroom / ensuite, which I'm obsessed with this room. I think it's so fun. So let's move on. And maybe let's do the office space next, considering I did just do a little office space over there. The office space. Good question, Sandra. What are you going to do in the office space? Do I randomize like an activity from this category? Because I usually add a hobby or a skill. And considering I also did like a desk section over there, maybe we could make a hobby room rather than the office space. So let me just generate a number. Let me just count how many of these we've got. So I've got 260 items precisely. Now, if I do spin and get an ice rink, I'm just gonna spin again. I hope you guys understand. I'm not fitting an ice rink inside my office. Right, so one between 1 and 260. Oh my god, what am I saying? 141. Oh no. Certified horse barrels. Okay. That is something I don't think I can do because all of the horse objects are bigger, so that's not gonna fit. And even if I scale that down, that's not gonna make sense. I gotta make a room inspired by barrels like this. Like, I guess what I could do is just get inspired by the horse ranch pack. This does have some pretty interesting colors, but we won't be able to do this as an activity. So I guess I'm gonna spin again. So I'm gonna generate the second one, and hopefully this will be the right one. No, okay, roller rink. Right. Okay, so that's also not gonna work. So maybe I'll actually just go with my first idea because I literally said I'll spin again if I get that. Damn it, like I wanted something normal, like this camera or something, or like an easel. I don't know, give me something normal. I guess I could just get inspired by this room. Like, it doesn't have to be in here. I guess I could put it outside and we can just make a room inspired by this object. I hope you guys are okay with that. I don't really know if I'm okay with it, but anyways, there are 12, 13, 14 colors. So the color that I'll be getting inspired by is color 11, which is this green one. Oh, lovely. Oh, wow. Okay. This beautiful swatch is what we're going to get inspired by. What the heck is that? It looks like something explosive. But we've got like blue and kind of like a neon green. But I also want to get inspired by the horse ranch pack because I guess that's what's happening here. Oh, Jesus. What the heck have I picked? This is going to be rather weird. I'm not going to lie. Maybe first of all, I should get some horse ranch items. Maybe that'll help me with the inspiration. Like we could do this lovely floor. Now, can I just bring this over here, at least for the time being, so that I can see what the object looks like? Okay, there's like a bit of orange on it. So could we do like some orange flooring? Why would you want this texture inside your room? I have no idea, but I guess that's what I'm doing today. And then I guess I did want just some like regular wood as well. So maybe we'll just do a bit of this, right? And then either the rug or the floor will have to be green or blue. So let me just see what my green options for the rugs are first. Because we do have like this, which is kind of fun. And it's almost kind of circular as well. So that could work. And then I could also combine it maybe with this like pattern one. Because, you know, we could just pretend, oh, the horses love grass. I'm actually a little bit afraid of horses. This is a fun fact about Sandra. I am a little bit nervous when it comes to horses. I just get a bit worried that it's going to kick me in the back. And it's just a bit scary, not going to lie. They are a beautiful animal, but they do terrify me. That's kind of ugly. I'm not going to lie. I kind of hate it. Why don't I just do this rug with maybe like this one? Or else maybe we could make this blue to symbolize, oh, blue and green. Look how lovely that looks. You know, it's bad when Sandra thinks something is too much when she's creating a weird challenge. So then maybe I'll just make the walls kind of normal because I want this to look good. Like so far, you know what? I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. So I don't want to just wreck it now, you know? I've worked way too hard on this. Maybe like that middle color in between those two is kind of like, oh, actually, maybe it's like this color. So maybe we could kind of combine those two together because that gradient is happening. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Now the barrel, what is it made out of? What are barrels made out of? Plastic barrels. Okay, there we go. Thank you. So can we do maybe like a plastic desk? Do like this one. This always gives me plastic vibes. I know it's not because it's defo wooden, like 100% wooden. But this always gives me plastic vibes. And the thing that annoys me about this desk is that the color is at the very back because it's supposed to be like a communal space desk. So I don't really like that option. I like the idea of this, but is this giving me horse ranch vibes? Is this even giving me barrel vibes? I don't think so, but this could be a really good contender. I'm not gonna lie. Can I somehow merge it with like a nice horse ranch chair and make this work? Beautiful. Oh, wait, actually this kind of matches. That's kind of fun. No, wait, now let's make it like wooden so that it actually kind of matches something. Oh God, I kind of hate that desk. I mean, I don't hate the desk. I just hate how it looks here. Oh, wait, what if I go for this one instead? I know this also is probably like wooden. Okay, where did my chair go? But I feel like this has like a better vibe. I'm just not gonna lie, guys. I can't look at the other one. I think that that is actually not too bad. I think that that has a pretty interesting vibe about it. Now I'm just gonna add a load of horse ranch items and hopefully something will look good in this space because at the moment I'm just not sure. Is this also where I want my door? Maybe I actually want to move the door over to this side. We'll move the table slightly here and we could just do a little seating area over here. Oh my God, I found a singular version of this barrel. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, why don't I maybe use it like as a little table? We could do like two small ones like that or something, or we could use it as a little decorative piece. We could put some beautiful artwork on it, you know, this beautiful sculpture displayed on this gorgeous barrel. Wow, guys, it's really all coming together now, isn't it? Oh yeah. Oh my God, this swatch absolutely perfect in this space. I think we're cooking. Okay, guys, so I've completed this room. I'm not sure how to feel about it. I'm not gonna lie, it's something. We've used the barrels as little decorative tables, I suppose, and then we've also got another laptop just in case you want to research horse riding techniques. I don't know. You've got a bit of everything in this room. I'm just not gonna lie, it's not really my best work. So I guess now I'm gonna have to shove this thing back there, so at least we've got something. But yeah, let me just quickly move on out of that room because we were doing so well and now we've got that. So anyways, I think I'm gonna do the kitchen next, which this is where I want to do it. Do I get inspired by the refrigerator or do I get inspired by the stove? 12. I don't really want to do counter because I guess all of them are kind of wooden. I think a counter would be a nicer accent piece. I guess fridge is the main part because like without a fridge, you can't cook on the stove, but you can use a fridge to make a garden salad at least. So you should be able to feed yourself with a fridge is what I'm saying. There are 28 fridges that I've got in my game. So the fridge that we're going to be using is number, what is it going to be? 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, yes. Oh my God. We love this fridge, even though I don't use it very often. I love it. Okay. And the color is going to be swatch number 3, which is this blonde one. Oh, I love the way I call these swatches blonde swatches. This lovely, like light wooden texture. Oh my God, I love this. So pretty. Okay, let me maybe get inspired by the idea of light brown. We want as much wooden light brown feelings as possible. I want to pick the right cabinet before I move on because like this is just too bleached, too washed out. This is too warm. Oh God, am I even gonna have the right choice here? I think that maybe actually the one from Mount Kamarebi, Snowy Escape is what I'm trying to say. I think this one would work the best. I think this one has probably the best feeling because it has a little bit of white to match the little handlebars. But the only reason why I don't like these counters is because there is so much items, like storage space. And the thing is, this fridge looks so nice and plain and like, what's the word? Minimalistic, that I just don't really want to clutter too much space. I guess I'm going to use the matching stove as well. And let's go for a beautiful textured light wood flooring. This is too warm, I think. Oh, the tatami flooring would be ideal for this. This is too light. This is okay. This is an okay contender. This is not the worst, but I feel like it's a bit too messy. That's too green. Ooh, it's very warm. I want something a little bit more neutral. Like this thing. That's a good contender also. Actually, that's it. So wait, it's either this one or this one. And honestly, I think this one is giving me a bit more of that vibe, I think. I mean, I don't really know at this point what the heck I'm doing, but maybe that's a little bit better. And then for the walls, I kind of want to use a little bit of like a textured wall with some wood as well. What is the difference between these two? Literally nothing. Are you kidding me? These two walls are the exact same wall. There's just like a bit of a depth difference. Oh, that's fantastic. Isn't that lovely? The exact same wall 3 times. I just want this room to feel kind of chill. So far, I think the floor is pissing me off. I like this flooring, but I just don't know if it's the right color. I think maybe it's the countertops that are throwing me off. Yeah, I do need to do this floor. What about that lighter swatch? Oh, wait, but maybe this lighter swatch, even though I know I said it's a little bit too light, maybe this is actually toning everything down in the right color. Okay, so I had to add some clutter to actually make this make sense in my head. And maybe I do actually like this kitchen. We've got a lot of white going on, but I suppose it makes sense with how much wooden paneling we've got on this side. Also, I have no idea what's happening on this side of the room. This is a ginormous kitchen, I'm not gonna lie. So I think, what the heck do these people do on this side of the kitchen? I guess you could do like a pantry, or it would have been fun if I did like a separate appliance room. But I guess maybe I'll just do like a room like this. And we could also even a room like this. What am I saying? An area like this. But we could also maybe use this thing from the kitchen clutter kit, just kind of like in the center. I know it's a bit much, but it's a big kitchen. That's all we gotta say. Maybe this is like the baking area. This is where we love to do our beautiful bakes. We are baking cookies currently, and we just brought our shopping in as well, so that's ideal. Yeah, I don't want there to be too much clutter around, to be honest with you. I think this should be okay. I'm gonna just add some extra decoration, maybe probably just from this pack. Maybe I'll combine it with this thing because that has like a pretty interesting wooden swatch. And if possible, could I get like a nice wooden lamp? If this has like a, well, actually, you know what? Maybe this is actually okay. Maybe I like that. That is not the worst little space. Maybe with these curtains as well, because they've got like this lovely wooden feel, and I could add these wooden bars here as well. Look how stunning that looks. I don't have a bin. That's great. Not functional. If I shove the bin right here, does that look okay? Maybe if I also add this light here, but maybe in like a white swatch. Yeah, that's something. I always complain that I don't know what to put on my counters, or like there's too much, but like also, what about all of the kitchen appliances? My house is not complete without like at least a kettle. Yet here I am like, oh, I don't know what to put on. Like, it's just like get a kettle or something. I don't know. I always panic. And then I'm like, where's the microwave? You know, we just don't have one. But I think this space is quite nice. And maybe I will just leave 2 saucers in the space because, again, that fridge kind of gives me chill vibes, just wood, nothing else. But I feel like I've already cluttered this kitchen a bit too much. But I kind of like the vibe. So let's move on, I think. Since we did the kitchen, let's do the dining room. And I suppose the main heart of the dining room is a dining table. So I guess I'm not even going to stop myself in this category. I will just randomize something from here, whatever it is. So there are 99 tables. So let's randomize ourselves a number, which is going to be 25. Awfully high up in the categories. Makes me think it's going to be a small table. Oh my God, 25 is this one. That is a very small table. Now that I think about it, I should have counted from the big category. Can I do 2 tables? I'm sorry. I just realized how boring this room will be if I just do the small table. What if we do 2 separate tables? I'll count 25 from the big tables too. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so we've also got this table. Great. What have I done? For the big table, we're going to be using swatch number 5, which is this gray one. That's fantastic. And since I decided to also keep this small table, this one has 13 swatches, we will be doing swatch number 2, which is this lovely wooden one. Okay, I can create something interesting with these 2 tables, I think. Now that I think about it, I should have been inspired by the chairs and not the table. I don't know why I did it that way. But I suppose what we could do is we could do like a really cool whimsical area over there in the corner. I feel like maybe pairing this chair, well, actually no, maybe not that. Sorry, I regret that instantly. Maybe pairing it with this. Ooh, no, not that either. Maybe this, yes. So if I do this small little area right here, we could even use the Enchanted by Nature wall decoration up above it. So maybe I'd like to think that this is like a separate little table, and this table actually we really like to bring it outside sometimes when it's sunny. I don't know. We bring our table out for a walk apparently is what I'm trying to imply with this. No, we just like this table, and sometimes it can work really nicely for outdoors. So it's just here. We just don't question it. It's got some beautiful carrots up on top of it, and I actually think that's quite adorable. I can also pair it maybe with these lights. These are quite bright, but these will create like a really nice woodeny kind of space. So that is one side of the table. Maybe that's where the kids sit, you know, that kind of way. And then we could do something with this table, and honestly this table really reminds me of that new one that came with one of the new kits. I have a feeling those new chairs from that kit, if I could find them, I feel like they will match. Funny thing is though, I cannot find them. The thing is, it's either, oh, there they are. I was going to say I'm either blind or else they just didn't add them into the category. Like that is kind of fun. And that is the default swatch of these chairs. So I could maybe change those 2 to black, and we could create like a bit of like a gray area. And then over there, we've got nice warm wooden vibe. I kind of want to play with that idea of the gray flooring, or maybe this one, because it's got a bit of wood and it's got a bit of gray. Or else we could go for this really dark one, which also has a pretty interesting feeling. Or this carpet. No, I like to put a rug down. I think a rug is a little bit more important for me. This is also a pretty cool idea to have one of these. Oh, wait, now that I think about it, maybe I want to get inspired a little bit more by the first table, but then we can maybe go for a gray rug underneath the gray section of the room. This is definitely not something I thought I'd be building. And I really should have just stuck to 1 table and not 2. Oh, the leaves. The leaves. Do you see what the leaves are doing? The leaves are giving us a feeling of Enchanted by Nature vibes, as well as a little bit of grey boringness. I think we can make this work, guys. I have a strong feeling about this room. I also want to do like a nice grey little accent table in the back. Something kind of interesting. Actually, this Adventure Awaits one actually has a pretty interesting vibe here, because it's like kind of earthy, really gets that table vibes across. What about like a nice wall decoration? I'm really into my wall decoration era. I don't know what it is, but I've really been vibing with this wall decoration idea. I did a whole video about it, so that's really fun. We maybe make like kitchen vibes. Oh, that's cute. Little fun work set. That's kind of fun. I think I'm gonna use this. Oh no, damn it. Now I want to use this. No, sorry. I can use this somewhere else. I'll put that thing over there because that's cute. But this thing, so pretty here. I love it. Then for the wall, I think I kind of want to, do you know what I want to do? I want to do gray on this wall. Oh, that's a bit weird. I want to do like gray on this wall, but then on this wall do like wooden. So it's almost like the 2 worlds are colliding and they're creating a space that is kind of contradictory to itself. Wow. It's like the gray wants to take over, but the wood is fighting back. I think I need to change these lights to something a little bit more wooden. Okay, guys, I think something like this is quite interesting. Do you love the way I have eggs as my centerpiece? I think that's really pretty. So we've got like some gray kind of monotone colors going on this side, and then on this side we've got a little bit more of that wood coming through. I mean, it's a very weird dining room, the fact that I've got two of them, but I do really love the aesthetic of this room and how it kind of came together. So I'm kind of happy with that room. And now the more I look at my office and my bathroom, I kind of want to cry, but it doesn't matter. At least the bedroom and the dining room and the kitchen are still kind of nice. Anyways, I'm gonna do the bedroom. Sorry, no, this is a sitting room. I'm gonna do the sitting room next, and then we'll finish off with a quick hallway. I think one way of making this a little bit more difficult would be if I picked like two different objects. So if I had to pick like in the bathroom, like a shower and the toilet, and then try to make them work around, because if you're just using one object, it's kind of easy. Well, it's not easy. I mean, I say it's easy, and then I look at this office space and I'm like, of course it wasn't easy. But then, like, you know, in this space, I liked how I was inspired by two objects, and I still managed to make the two of them work together. So maybe that would be quite interesting for our next potential part of this video. But for this, I am going to get inspired by a couch, of course. There are precisely 130 couches that I've got in my game, so I'm going to randomize a number to pick one, which is 92. Oh god, it's this one. Out of all of the couches, this is what you give me. Okay, fine, we'll take that. And the swatch is, it's got 9 swatches, this beautiful couch, and the swatch we're going to choose is 7, which is this one. It's like a blue, gray, wait, is it beige? Beige and blue and gray and white. Is it? I'm kind of losing my mind at this couch. Those stripes look like they're glowing. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. Right, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with the couch. It looks like a very comfortable couch. It has a very homely kind of vibe about it. What the heck do I do in this space? Now that I've realized this room also has a bit of a weird layout. So do I do maybe like a layout like this, where we could do a beautiful fireplace, and then back there like another seating area? Maybe that's what we do. So this, oh my god, I actually really don't know how to even get inspired by this. Thing is telling me to use this cats and dogs flooring, because that essentially is what this pack is. We could do stripes. Do you see what I did there? We could do these stripes. I'm obsessed with the idea of pattering my floor these days, but I don't know if I like this. Maybe then we could get like a really dark rug, similar to one of those cushions. So maybe like a dark blue. That could be an option. Oh, this one has lines on it. The lines are wrong, but like, I mean, they're not the same vibe, but there is lines on this rug, and it's a blue rug. Oh, I also kind of like the idea of this one, maybe more so than the idea of these ones. Maybe I could keep this one for the back. I feel like this one, because of those patterns, oh lord above, I can't make it any bigger. Because of those patterns, maybe that makes sense, but I also feel like I should combine it with a different rug, because we've got like a mismatch and an overlay of cushions, so maybe we also have to do that with my rugs, you know, overlaying some rugs. What else would Sandra be doing in her video? Oh, this one's also really fun. Wait, but if I do this one, then I shouldn't overlay anything. But almost this one actually has a pretty ideal feeling. So maybe I don't need to overlay. Maybe Sandra needs to be stopped. You know what? Maybe that's what's happening here. I really want like a nice comfy feeling space. Because this couch is so blocky, I also feel like this coffee table should also be quite blocky, like something like this. If I make this space feel bigger, or wait, what if I do 2 of these rugs? I could like overlap. No, guys, what is it? Why can't I figure it out? Do I want a fireplace? I kind of do. That's kind of cozy feeling. Or this one actually comes from this pack, and I don't think I've ever used this one before. Is it like taking over the room? Is it like swallowing the whole room? Kind of. It also has got like really warm tones on it, which I feel kind of cold vibes from this fireplace. So it doesn't seem to be kind of working for me. Then again, though, it's a fun one, but where do I put the TV? Maybe these people don't like their TVs. I guess in the back, well, here, there's like a really dark color. That wooden dark color is actually not a bad look. I'm grasping at straws, dare I say. I've created something, and maybe that something is something that I actually like. I actually couldn't tell you if it is something that I like, but But maybe these people don't really like TVs. They like a little bit of radio, but they don't really like TVs. There's still a lot of deep colors, which honestly, this couch doesn't really offer me many of those. So maybe for the walls, we do go for quite like a light color, something kind of boring, you know, something that's not really going to create anything for us. Actually, this thing, because it's got a little bit of texture, it's got lines like the couch does. So maybe that's actually the correct thing here. Also, I didn't match the chair to the couch. I kind of thought it'd be a little bit more interesting if I don't do that. But now that I think about it, this one also has stripes. Maybe it's the stripy poos that actually would work here a little bit better. Also, I feel like this couch is too far away. So maybe I'll squish it over here a little bit. And then behind it, I'm kind of feeling like putting one of those tables. I don't know what those tables are called, but I see them often. People's homes where they just have like a table behind their couch. And honestly, I think that's the silliest idea because you would just like put your head back once or you put your hand back and you would knock whatever is on here. But do I really care that much? No, not really. So we're gonna play around with that idea. Oh, I really want this item here. I think this has a really beautiful like blue swatch. Oh, I made that up. It doesn't have a blue swatch, but it's still a really nice object. So maybe we could shove this somewhere and I'll put it over there for the time being. I think we could maybe put Bob in the center here because he's got a little bit of blue on him. There is this other really pretty piece that I'm looking for, but sometimes, you know, when you're trying to find something, you just cannot find it. It's like a little vase, kind of like this, but it has like spiky things coming out of it. And it has really pretty swatches. And I think it has a nice blue one, although this also has a really pretty blue swatch. This never wants to go on any surface. I feel like maybe here I could make it work. But again, you know what I mean? Like you would put your head back and you would whack that and it would be on the floor and it would be smashed. So I don't, oh, this thing, yes, this is, oh, is this what I wanted? Oh, well, this is really not giving me the vibe that I'm after, but maybe I could just throw it down here. Hey, never mind. Guess I don't want that anymore. Oh, maybe we could put this beige phone here. Can I like put it over a little bit to this side? That is a vibe. Look at this phone. We're ringing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people put on these things, but this is what mine has. Maybe on this side, what I actually will do is do a little chess table because for whatever reason, this space reminds me of like a lovely little chess place, you know, like you just play chess. Maybe actually this one with this like blue kind of leg with the wooden top with the blue leg makes a lot of sense, I think. And if I could get a chair that also has some blue stripes, like kind of like this, but not really that, or that looks comfy. Oh, this new chair has blue on it, but it's not the right blue. Oh, maybe this chair or this blue chair actually. Wait, now that blue chair would probably work. It's like a really light baby blue. I could, I suppose, have this still in the corner, but I need a plant next to it. But the plant that I want is definitely actually this one. That's not the plant I was looking for, but I think with the wicker, this kind of looks cute in here. The plant that I wanted is actually this one because this one also has a really pretty blue. So maybe I'll actually put this thing with that and we could move this plant. Yeah, actually, do you know what? We'll just bin that plant. We don't need it. We'll just put a bit of a bookcase here. I think this lovely kind of like light bookcase would work quite well here. And I'll just add maybe some extra blue decorations. And I think this room would be complete. Okay, guys, I think I'm happy with this. So I have a little trio of blue lights because I thought that was quite interesting. And because I think the stripes of this are kind of giving me dark and light vibes, I decided to make this part of the room quite light and this part of the room quite dark because you can kind of see the gradient in tones. I have no idea what even that means, but we've got a pretty interesting patterned flooring again. And honestly, looking at this room from this side, I actually really love it. I think the combination of these objects and the blue swatches are beautiful. So there is something kind of wholesome about this room. So hopefully you guys will like this too. Anyways, we've got one last room left to do, which is actually kind of combined as two rooms, but this is the hallway. This actually confuses me because I don't know what to do for the hallway. A part of me wants to get inspired by a rug, but it's not the rug challenge. The other part wants me to be inspired by a dresser because what do you do in the hallway? You get dressed? No, you don't do that either, but you kind of pretend that you get ready for the day. Or else we could just get inspired by one of these accent tables, you know? These also have a pretty different feeling, all of them. And I always have at least one table like that here. So maybe let's get inspired by this accent table. You guys can let me know what I should have done in the hallway, but I think for today, I'm going to do an accent table. So I'm going to count all until we reach this table, which is the last one. I'm not going to go for any of the small ones. There isn't many. There is only 50. So let's generate which one we're going to be doing. It's number 43. 43 is this one. Wooden Salvadoradian hallway table. Okay, well, look, at least it's called hallway table. So we know we've picked the right one. And it's got 12 swatches. And the swatch we're going to be getting inspired by swatch number 12, which is the last one, which is a very dark swatch. Oh my god. Okay, that looks like a very dark wood, almost black. We've got a little bit of like a black brushed metal maybe, and then that warm wood as well. That could be interesting. Something is telling me to do the flooring kind of like this color. Okay, that almost instantaneously matches the top there. So like that warm wood. But then for the wallpaper, because we've got like shelves and patterns, I'm thinking of maybe paneling. We could run the paneling on this side as well because it makes sense. The outside of our house also has paneling, so that could work. And we could maybe combine it with a little bit more of that black because the other wall on the inside is also black, so that could work. And then the brushed metal. I mean, I don't think brick really makes sense here, but I actually really want to just add some brick because it feels like a very strong piece. So maybe that combination is giving me kind of really intense vibes, and the brick with the wood, very intense feelings over here, you know? I don't know what that means. Then for the mirror up above it, I kind of want a very stylized piece, like probably this if it has a dark. Oh, whoa, that belongs together. It really does, doesn't it? Can I get like some really fancy lights next to it, like kind of like these probably? Oh, why does this give me castle vibes? There is a build that I have in mind where I want to do literally like a castle. No, not necessarily just a castle, but every room is a different type of building, and castle would be one of them. Let me know what you think of that idea. I think I've already asked you guys before, but I think it would be a really cool concept. What the heck do I put on this wall? I have no idea. I kind of want to fit this mirror somewhere because it has that interesting mysterious vibe. So why don't we put it here with like some sort of an ottoman? Wait, what if I actually move this over onto this wall? Because this doesn't necessarily have to be in that nook. And then we could have like a fancier ottoman, fancier than that, excuse me. Maybe like one of these. That's kind of weird. Well, it's not weird, but I just don't think it's gonna work here. I kind of wanted something bigger. Now that I think about it, let's just do a couch. I mean, at this point, who's gonna stop me from doing a couch? Whoa, wait, what about this dark one? As in like this? That could be kind of fun. We could just like line these two together, and I could add like maybe this plant next to, no, that's way too big. That would definitely gouge your eye out. Just add like this thing here, and then definitely those lights that I had 2 minutes ago, like one here and one here. Oh, wow, how spooky. It's kind of giving me spooky vibes. I don't know why. I feel like maybe this rug would have an interesting feeling here. It's a very intense kind of fancy rug. I also really want, there's a painting that has like a castle on it. This thing, I really want that piece. Maybe in like this dark swatch just above here. Is that gonna bring like Guidry in or something? I always get worried that things pop out of the mirrors. Maybe we could just put this other little mirror here. We love mirrors in this house. That's all I'll tell you. You can maybe have like, I wanted this, but the flowers are purple and it's kind of like too cute. I need it to be a little bit more intense and dramatic. Maybe these. Yeah, so dramatic. I don't really know what else to put into this hallway, so maybe I'll just do another creepy painting. Yes, this one. This one's so creepy, by the way. It's like, is that a shadow? I always think that's a shadow of a person in like a cloak, but obviously that's just supposed to be like nothing, just like still life. But I think that's a shadow and it's creepy. So spooky vibes. That's what I'm talking about. And then maybe for the ceiling light, I think I've been like overusing the chandelier recently, but I just feel like this chandelier would be perfect here. I always scale it down too so that it kind of fits the space as best as it can. Okay, that's kind of fun. Maybe I'll actually make at least this archway this dark color just to match the aesthetic. And I guess this door could also be quite dark. Yeah, screw it. We'll make this dark door. What am I saying? This door dark too because of the floor inside the shower, remember? That makes sense. Maybe I'll actually just use another one of these here. I know it's kind of weird having two, but I also really wanted to combine it with this mirror because I also think that that has an interesting vibe. And then maybe on this, we could just use some of the stuff from like the kitchen Grange mudroom kit. Sorry, not kitchen mudroom kit. Oh, although this item would be quite interesting to have here as well. So wait, maybe we get rid of that and just put this thing here. I know the cushions are like a little bit too cute. Maybe I could get rid of those cushions and make my own ones. We've got these new ones with the West African update. Maybe I could just make these like dark. Maybe actually one of these would work. It has a pretty interesting pattern. We could cover up this one. There we go. That's quite nice. And then we could just get a black one as well. Make it slightly bit smaller. And that should cover... Oh, it won't actually cover up that other pillow. Ooh, that's annoying. Well, maybe we could actually go like this and make this one a tad bigger. Oh god, it doesn't scale very well. Okay, I think I'm okay with them kind of clipping through each other a little bit just to get rid of those colors. Yeah, that looks so much better, don't you think? And we could also add two of these here. It's very dramatic with the two lights, but this room is very dramatic. This room is very scary and spooky. Wait, I don't have any dressers. That's what I wanted. I wanted at least a dresser in here. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I always forget about stuff just at the very end. Something is possessing me to use this. I feel like maybe this room is just possessing me because I don't think that's actually gonna work here. Maybe I will just go for these regular kind of like black ones. I could just do the one kind of like here, and then what do we do inside that area? Like this is a bit too like big just to be at the front door, so I think I might just go for this one too. This one is just like the best object, honestly. It's like one of my favorite objects in The Sims. Okay, I'll also pick out like a different rug and maybe put a painting there, and then we'll be done. Love the idea of putting these like art display lamps above my paintings just to kind of give you the illusion and a little bit of a storyline that maybe these paintings are really expensive. But guys, look, this is what we've got. Maybe I'll do another little chandelier here as well, just for the vibes and the aesthetics. But I'm really loving this space, and I love the fact that we changed our little cushions here. I think it looks really cute, and it kind of matches the aesthetic. I mean, these people went a little bit weird with their bathroom and their office space, but everything else I want to say slightly works. So this was definitely, I want to say this was good. Like, I'm really enjoying this challenge. So the one last thing we'll do is do a little tour and see what it looks like on the inside. Well guys, welcome on into my every room is a random object / also random swatch. Let me know how other ways I can take this. Like, how do I do this again? Because I definitely want to try this again. I mean, we could always try different objects, like maybe the stove for the kitchen next time, or maybe actually a rug for this room. That also would have been interesting. But I honestly want to say that this hallway is probably like my favorite room of the house. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to say that for a lot of these rooms because I had a lot of fun with this, just exploring with different objects and combinations of objects together. We of course still have a nice combination of the items that I do like, but something about this idea is just really satisfying. So I had a lot of fun with this build, honestly. Maybe next time I will though try to also get inspired, maybe like a floor in an item or something. Honestly, this flooring inside here, love it. We will have to try that again. I'm very much so exploring the ideas of like pattern on the floor, and I wish we could do half tile for the wall as well, so I can make like thin stripes. Like, imagine a half of the wall tile, and we could do like different color wall tiles as well. That would be interesting. Anyways, that is your bathroom. Then we've got this office space, which I'm just gonna go in. Oh my god, I'm just gonna go in really quickly and I won't say a thing, and then I will just let you have a look, take it all in, and let's leave. Okay, then we've got this beautiful Japanese themed kitchen, which we were inspired by that fridge over there, so that's fantastic. Love this space, very nice. And I think it's cluttered, but just cluttered enough. I hope so. Anyways, maybe it needs a little bit more clutter. It also doesn't have an extractor fan, so that's fantastic. Anyways, then we've got, actually maybe this is my favorite room. This is the dining room, and I chose 2 dining tables. I don't know why. I think in this universe we don't ask any questions, but I think there's something kind of interesting about the ideas of these 2 tables, because as much as they are so different, they also feel like maybe they both were crafted by the person that lives here, because they both have that like homemade kind of old or crafted carved feeling. So I kind of like that. Anyways, it's still a very contemporary, really beautiful space, and we've got some rotten eggs on display, but you can also have a drink at the same time, so that's ideal. But yeah, I really like this space. Then we also have got this space, which is the sitting room, and as I said, I'm actually really liking this space. I think maybe it's this coffee table and these plates in this like matching color that are kind of bringing this all together, but it does sort of match. Like, if you look at this couch doesn't look out of place. So I think that was the whole idea and the concept of this challenge is to create a space inspired by one object, and I think maybe that worked. I am so interested to hear your guys' opinions on this. I think this was such a fun challenge, and I definitely want to try this again. Like, even looking at this space though, it doesn't feel too weird. Maybe just these two rooms are a little bit questionable, but also what do you think of my house? Because I really do love this house. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave you right here with my every room is a random object and swatch. Of course, if you have enjoyed, don't forget to let me know down in the comments and to subscribe. Especially if you're new here, if you're watching this for the first time and maybe you've enjoyed something in this, maybe something, a part of this you might have enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, as that really does make my day. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I shall see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.